Good afternoon. My name is Sarah. I am the Literacy and Volunteer Services Coordinator with Monterey County Free Libraries. And today we will be doing neck and shoulder yoga, low impact, because some of us may have reverted to some old tensions returning to in-person work. All the shoulder rolls you might want today. So let's come into that moment. Close the eyes, or maybe leave the eyes open but a soft, unfocused gaze. I'm going to place my palms on my knees and just kind of wiggle into the two bones that I'm sitting on. Right now I don't have anything under my hips, but if you would like, you could roll up a blanket or a towel and put that underneath you for comfort, again, so that the knees are lower than the hips. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce, or if you're more comfortable on your knees, any way you can sit for a few minutes. We'll move around again after, but get yourself comfortable for a few minutes. And then closing the eyes or finding a soft gaze and going inward. You're just going to take a few minutes for yourself. It's not very long, so you can devote that time to yourself. Maybe thinking about some wideness in the collarbone, a nice tall spine, and ribs knitted to support or ribs knit would be the correct verb, to support your posture. A slight curve in the spine, just slight. And I'm going to rest my hands on my knees to find some stillness and just drawing in the breath here. Through the nose, maybe a little bitty pause at the top, and exhaling through the mouth. I'm not going to count for you. You can go at your own pace, but let's find 5 slow, deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, maybe a pause at the top, maybe not, and exhaling through the mouth. And then again, perhaps a little pause, a little break in the breath at the bottom of the exhale, and then inhaling again up through the nose. Wideness, like I said, in the collarbones. Ribs knit, tummy tight to support the posture. Feeling a string maybe pulling you up from the crown of your head. And just breathing here. I'm going to open my eyes now. You don't have to. And we'll do 3 shoulder rolls each way. So arms bent, come forward. 1, 2, 3. And going back. 1, 2, 3. And now we can even make them larger ones, encompassing the whole arm. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then coming back the other way. 1, 2, 3. Now, many shoulder problems come from tension in the wrist traveling up. So we're going to do some very dedicated wrist stretching this morning. We've done it before, but I tend not to sit down and do it. I just think a few rolls and I can go, but with more intensive keyboard work, let's go ahead and stretch our wrists a little bit more deeply. So we will do a few rolls, one way and then the other. And then we'll take the left hand and spread the fingers wide and then bringing the thumb behind that pinky knuckle, the first one here. Then pull back gently, but stretching out in the other 4 fingers. Pull back on the finger there. And stretching those other fingers is what's going to help that wrist. Bend in the elbow. Give each finger at least an inhale and an exhale. No tension in the shoulders, loose arms, loosey-goosey. Moving on to the ring finger, thumb behind that first knuckle, and the other 3 fingers to press it back. Again, stretch through the pinky and the thumb to get that wrist stretching. The next finger, thumb behind that first joint, and then pulling back. Stretch out through the thumb and the pinky, stretching wide. Keep that bend in the elbow there. And now the pointer, our big workhorse of the hand. I can feel it. I hope that you can too. So here we are stretching, and now the thumb gets a little bit of a different kind of stretch. We go around with the 3 fingers and then pull gently back. Stretch out through the pinky, and then we're stretching that hand, wrist. Shoulders away from the ears. So now we'll roll it out twice one way and then twice the other way. And then now this is going to be our grabby hand. So reaching out, bent elbow, reaching out through the other hand, beginning with the pinky, stretch all the way out through the palm. Thumb behind that first knuckle and pull back with the baby finger. Moving on to the ring finger, thumb at the back, pull down gently. Don't pull on any of the joints. Stretching out through the pinky and the thumb. Bend in the elbow. Now we're going to give this one a nice big inhale and exhale, stretching out through that middle finger. Now onto the index, thumb behind, pulling back with the other 3 fingers, stretch out through the pinky and the thumb. Curling the opposite fingers around and stretching back gently through the final finger, the final digit. Now again, inhaling deeply, giving that next wrist a roll one way and then a roll another way. And now if you want, you can shake it out, and hopefully your wrists feel a slight bit renewed. Shoulders feel like they have some definite blood coming to them so that we can start some more shoulder and neck work. All right, thank you so much. So from here, we're going to find tabletop position, and that is with knees on the ground and hands on the ground, hands below the shoulders and knees below the hips. And fingers spread wide, of course. And from here, we will do side catch stretch. There's a slight bend in the elbows, and then we're going to reach forward with left shoulder and back with left hip to get a stretch in that side. Not leading with the neck, feeling loose and goosey in the neck, and then reaching forward again with the right shoulder and reaching back with the right hip. And now you can find your own little rhythm here, just stretching from side to side. And then when you're feeling over with that, We're going to replant the hands, bend in the elbows, and then tuck the toes and lift the hips up to downward facing dog. Now from here, give the neck a little yes and no, and letting the gravity pull on the neck to release it. Deep breath here in downward facing dog, and then we're going to have the feet and the hands meet at the middle of the mat. Bend the knees, nice bend in the knees so that you can ease the hyperextension of the leg. Plant the hands, feel very loose in the neck here, and we're going to come up vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up last. Big, wide opening up with the arms. They come around. And then they come around again on an inhale. And exhale, diving back forward. Bend at the hips. Strong tummy. Bend the knees to come all the way down. And from here, clasp the hands and put them behind the head just to help release the neck. Keep that bend in the knees. Breathing calmly. Hands come down again. We're going to lift back up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep that bend in the knees. Up, up, up. Head comes up last. Arms come around again. And we're going to make one more dive. So arms up. Exhale, bend the knees. Bend at the waist. Exhaling as you come all the way forward. And then a nice little help here to the back of the neck and feeling loose in the neck and letting the head hang. From here we can plant the hands and come back to knees. And then sit back down on the hips, the sitting bones. And you should feel some nice looseness and mobility in the neck and the shoulders from here. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me today. I hope you have a beautiful afternoon and keep breathing and keep stretching. See you next time.